Do you remember BXBullet? It's okay if you barely do, because I made a video about her that was around 20 minutes long and I still barely remember her, so you're fine. Basically, she's a YouTuber who makes a lot of videos about things that she says are in depth. I think she makes some about shootings and things of that nature. But she's back again. She's beefing with not only just Tipster, but RFC and Nicholas Diorio. I thought this would be an interesting video to make, so let's get right into it. I'm going to show you the first clip.
Diorio and Augie are both partners, yeah, which is ridiculous that Twitch just lets them act that way. It does, and I'm not going to pretend like, oh, I'm so anti-deplatforming that people can just fucking stab the fuck out of me and let me bleed out, and I'm not going to do anything. Turn the other cheek. Yeah. Does that sound like me? You know? No. You can't just abuse your platform to harass people. I'm sorry.
So she's obviously advocating for the deplatforming of Nicholas Diorio and Augie RFC because she's claiming that they're stabbing her. I don't know exactly what she means by this. They have been calling her out for the better part of the past month, I would say. Just being like, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that. They went back and forth for a little bit. You started back and forth, you know, you get into it back and forth, and then all of a sudden, you can't take the heat. That doesn't give you a right to be like, oh, okay, well, now you don't get to engage with me anymore. That's ridiculous. Like, if you don't want to engage with these people anymore, block them. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to be like, all right, now I want your livelihood gone because we disagree. Like, it's so cringeworthy every time I see someone do that. Like, are you serious? Really? That's how you want to take things? That's where you want things to go? It's so embarrassing. But people are just so committed to taking somebody down that they don't care. They take things past the limit of the internet, when that's all this should be, an internet argument. Alright, here's the next clip.
You know, and at this point, like, I've lost my viewers, I've lost my money, I've lost my income. I've got 40 viewers in here now, down from like, 120 before all this started. So I lost like 2/3 of my audience. I've lost about, I would say that I probably made 1/5 of my income last month. A fifth of my normal Twitch earnings last month. I can barely even afford like my car payment because of these fucks. So I guess I'm like revamping my resume and seeing if I can find like a new job, I guess, because honestly I'm really underpaid, really fucking underpaid. And whatever, maybe it's just past due. It's just really way too hard to keep this up.
You know, I don't really have any experience with this because obviously this isn't my job. Like, this isn't what I do for a living. You know, if this video gets 10,000 views or 10 views, it won't affect me financially. I'm not in the YouTube partner program. But, you know, I don't think a drop from 120 to 40 financially is really going to be that big of a deal. Now, if you know the money side of Twitch better than I do, which means you know anything about it, let me know. Like, oh, well, you know, you get this many, dollars per ad view or something like that. You know, something that explains how it works, because as I understand it from what she's explained, I don't really, get it. I don't understand how that could be, a catastrophic drop. I can understand if it was like that number by the thousands, like you go from 120,000 people in your streams to 40,000, even though those aren't like streamer numbers. That would be like an insane amount of money to lose. But streaming and online stuff doesn't have to be everyone's job. Not everybody has to do this as a job. It's okay. You can just back off. You're not required to do this. Just because people have decided to stop, subscribing to you, what you do, or just subscribing to your personality or you as a person, doesn't mean that these people are at fault, or that you have to go out of your way to attack them. All it really means is that people just aren't rocking with you anymore. The reason you aren't 100% sure, because it's different for everybody. Now, there could be one big reason: a lot of people disliking how she went after Tipster, which is insane, because she was always fighting these like, oh yeah, Tipster's trying to get me banned, and we'll come back around to that in a little bit. But Tipster had a reply to the clip I just showed you, and he said, "No one did this to you but you at BXBulletTv. You ruined your own credibility by spreading lies about numerous creators, and as a result, you lost everything. You only have yourself to blame for this. You messed around and found out, and I have zero sympathy for you." I mean, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate, but that is true. She set all these things into motion by going after Tipster. She didn't have to do that. If she just stayed to what was making her money and just chill it out, she would not have to deal with any of this. And she actually, I guess you could say, she made her bed and now she has to lay in it, And it's unfortunate. I really don't like that it happened, because I don't like anybody losing their income. It's just unfortunate. But it is what it is. That's just how it happened. Now, she does have this really weird thing that she does, where when she gets criticized by a woman, she'll compliment them. The main objective of all of this is just getting people to feel sorry for her and think, oh, she's a nice person, I should back off. But maybe if she acted like a nice person preemptively, or just was a nice person, less people would, try to attack her. Now, I don't know if she's normally a nice person in her personal life, but from what I've seen of her online, she is not the most pleasant person, and people are going to match your energy online. If you seem to be a super nice person, people are normally going to treat you as this wholesome creator that people really like. If you act like this person who's all big and bad, people are going to try and test you. That's just the way the internet works. It's the way the internet has always worked. You put up this, bravado, people are going to test it. You can't just immediately back off of it. If you're going to back off of it and, try to compliment this person, try to act like this person is the greatest ever, just do that from the beginning. Be one way or be the other. But like I said, I wanted to get back to how BXBullet was trying to get, Tipster, get him called out or whatever. And she ended up actually getting suspended after, maybe a month, feels like. I don't know exactly when this drama first went down, but it feels like it's been a while. And she actually got banned off of Twitter, which I don't know how long the ban's been going on for, but I do know as of right now, she is banned off of Twitter. People are claiming that it was Tipster fans that did it. I have no basis for that. I don't know where that came from, so I'm not going to accuse them. But, this really does look unfortunate for BXBullet. With online careers, there's always going to be, a rise and fall. That's why those videos that Internet J made were so popular and still are probably. I don't watch them anymore, but because there's always going to be a fall. If you have a rise, you will have a fall. Everything, things fluctuate all the time. If I were to become this huge popular YouTuber, there would be a period where my popularity would dip. It's just how things work. That's how trends work. That's how trends have always worked. Things in general, that's just how it works. People aren't always going to be liking you for the entirety of something, and it's unfortunate that she has to experience that. I really didn't like her. I'm not gonna act like I did, but think that she was just making dumb decisions and doing dumb things. She might be a dumb person. I don't know. But I hope that whatever she does next is, fulfilling, and it isn't, trying to get other people, deplatformed or fired wherever it is. She's not gonna become the next Keffals. I feel like this is what would have happened to Keffals had she went after a different person, but the way she went after Destiny succeeded and then immediately took responsibility catapulted her, and the way BXBullet didn't succeed, she kind of tripped over the first hurdle. She never made it to the finish line, and now she's being walked out of the race. It's really, like I said earlier, she made her bed, and unfortunately she's gonna have to lay in it. I don't think we'll hear very much about BXBullet ever again after this, unless she somehow scrounges her way back into relevancy again. But I think this is it. So I'm gonna end things off here. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.